Hey, this is Neighborhood Garage. I'm Mike Higbee, and today I've got the privilege to come out here and visit with one of the humblest guys you ever race with, Tim Slavens, and an awesome fabricator and car builder, Tito, aka Tito Race Cars. So these guys race in the radial world, and there's some heavy hitters. You guys are what, currently in the top 10 right now?
Yep, number 9.
And was it true that last year you guys set actually the world record?
We had it for about 36 hours.
36 hours. Hey, at least you got it, right?
Yeah.
So just tell me a little bit about the car, you know, people that make this happen, who you want to thank, and then we'll check the car out.
Well, we got to start off with our owners, Matt and Anita Zimmerman and Mark Michael. And then from there, we're just surrounded with a group of great people, from Dave and Daniel Campbell at Design Performance to Joe Opolowski at Hyperactive, Mark Mincer with Mincer Motorsports, Mark Mickey with M&M Transmission,
Takes them all, huh?
Marty Chance, you know, Chance Torque Converter, and Jeremy Burns at 417 Auto Body continually patches me back up after I tear it up, kind of thing. So we've just got a great group of people.
And with that said, I mean, this car's been on the back tire, it's been on fire, it's won races, it's done a little everything.
I've been a little hard on it a few times.
Well, it looks brand new again.
Yeah.
So-
Jeremy got it shined up pretty good this time.
So where are you guys heading next?
We're headed down to Valdosta, Georgia here next week, actually, to run in the Lights Out.
Is that 11 now?
Lights Out 11.
Lights out 11?
Yeah. This will be our fourth.
I think so.
Be our fourth Lights Out 11.
Awesome. We'll be rooting for you guys.
Or Lights Out.
First Lights Out 11.
Yeah, first Lights Out 11, fourth Lights Out. So technically, we are still the quickest non-pro mod car in the world.
That's what I was going to say. You guys are still steel roof and quarter car, where everybody else is, or most everybody else has stepped up to a pro mod.
All the 8 quicker cars in the world are all pro mod cars.
So are you guys thinking about going pro mod at some point?
Well, it appears like we'll have to compete. It's hard to give up our stock body car, but the class is going there, and to be able to compete, and we've been competing with this car, but to continue to compete, it's a good chance we may have to.
So it's safe to say you've got all you can get out of it, basically.
Not quite. Hopefully there's a little bit left in there.
All right.
Want to try to get it in the 50s.
Awesome. Yeah, so this car runs, it's what, 360s?
362 at 218.
218. That's real impressive. Real impressive.
So we're hope to eclipse that 359 mark at about 220.
Awesome.
And then we'll feel like we got it all.
Well, here in a second, we'll peel this front end off and we'll take a closer look. All right, Mark, so tell us about the heartbeat of this thing. I know it's a Hemi, but if you don't mind to say, or if it's top secret, I don't know, but maybe a cubic inch in horsepower?
There's nothing top secret here. It's a Brad Anderson Hemi, based off the 8X cylinder heads, precision 102 turbos. It makes probably close to 5,000 or a little bit more on horsepower, right? What we're figuring in the speeds and all that stuff. So it's somewhere in that area.
That's amazing that you have this much power and you're able to get it to the ground. So with that being said, how do you get it to the ground? Is it a lot of it with the transmission and the converter?
Most of it is, there's a lot of technical stuff in the converter. Basically at this point, it's not about how much power you can make, it's power management. The M-Tron ECU that we have has lots of cool features that we can use to control things, and the hyperactive boost controller does its job on the boost control side of things. So it's easy really, but at the same time it's hard because you got to find that sweet spot where everything wants to work right.
Right. So how much boost does this make?
It's 75 pounds or better, depending on what kind of mood we're in that day.
Wow, that's plenty.
Yeah.
And what size turbos?
They're 102s. Yeah, precision 102s for now, unless we come across something a little better, a little bigger. But it's still the tried and true 102s that we've had for 4 or 5 years now.
Awesome.
You know, and Mike, it's not a real lightweight unit. We've went those times, and, excuse me, ETs at 2,900 pounds. So
this car is 2,900 pounds, and the guys you're racing are what, 2,650-ish, somewhere?
the nitrous cars can weigh right at 2,300 pounds, and the blower cars, they've weighted them up now, so they're just over 2,700 on the screw blower cars.
That's crazy. So can you put it in perspective for everybody, like maybe pounds per mile an hour, or pounds per time, or roughly?
I don't know that there's an easy way to do that.
G's.
Huh?
G-force.
Yeah, looking at the G meter and stuff, it's, we've been as high as 3.5 Gs, a second and a half into the run, so, and the thing still pulls 2 Gs at the finish line before he lets off the gas.
Wow. Wow. That's
Probably, Mike, the most impressive number that we always come back to is everybody talks about 60 foot in the world of drag racing.
right.
And it'll 60 foot, sub 1 second, 60 foots. But the more impressive time to me, even after driving it all this time, is how quick it will cover the 330 foot mark to the finish line. And we've been as quick as 1.13 seconds in the 330 feet there.
Wow. So you're saying, so this car will go, what, nearly 100 miles an hour at 60 feet?
Well, just under it, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well, hey, let's look around the rest of this thing. We'll peek inside and walk around the back and check out the chutes. The paint on this car is beautiful. I can see my reflection. And hey, looky there, Trump 2020. Back to the car. Like we were saying earlier, it has the stock rockers. Still got 4-pan in it. Anything you'd like to add, Tim, inside this bad boy?
Well, Mike, I don't know what it would be, to be honest with you. It's pretty bare bones, but she's still 69 Camaro through and through. Not quite, OEM original, but there's just a lot of 69 Camaro. It's not got a chopped roof. It's just pretty amazing that it'll run the speeds it runs.
Right.
With stock dimensions.
Right. Yep.
So, starting over here on this side, Mike, it's got the M-Tron ECU engine management system on it. Working your way across, lots and lots of wiring. The small box on the bottom over there is our boost controller. You get into the ignition. Probably more electronics on this than there is a new Cadillac.
Wow. Well, hey, let's walk around the back and finish looking at this thing. So back here on the trunk is catch can. That's why when all these cars are running, you always see a little steam coming out because all the pressure from the turbos and everything.
Which I think basically comes from a safety aspect, doesn't it, Mark?
Yep.
Getting the catch tanks up in the back of the car in case there's an incident. It's out behind the car instead of in front of the car.
Sure, makes sense. Jump up here, Mark. Let's finish talking about this thing. One of the really cool things about a radial car that I've noticed is when these things are going down the track, it is like the suspension is pushing the tire down. At the same time, it's pushing the car up. It's like it's using the weight of the car to push the tire down.
Yep.
And so they actually look really goofy when they're going down the track. The car is extended up so high.
Yeah, this car will move about 7 inches or so in the back, and that's one of the things that Mark Mentor's really helped us with, getting the suspension dialed in and getting the shocks dialed in, and make changes to them every once in a while just to stay on top of things.
Sure.
When it's doing that, it's actually twofold. It's driving the rear tire down for traction, but when it's jacked up in the back, it's pushing the nose down, which helps eliminate the wheelie aspect of it. These cars aren't real big about wheeling at the starting line like a lot of drag cars. It's a couple 100 foot out when they're really laying down the horsepower that they want to start trying to wheelie. So the
That's
shock
kinda like
separation
when
helps that.
I see. And that's also kind of like whenever the power is catching up with a gear. It's like really catching up and putting it all to it.
Yeah.
And so you got dual chutes. Where's the wheelie bars? I know maybe he's got some.
No, we don't have them.
Don't have 'em?
We don't have them. Nope. Nope. We stay away from those on this car.
Wow.
You get laughed off the property with sissy sticks on a radial car.
No kidding.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that long ago.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. There's a few of them that still do. It seems like guys that are just getting into the radial stuff, still run the bars, but once they get things figured out, I mean, it's an extra 40 pounds you're carrying. So.
Sure, yeah, you're losing weight.
And the truth of the matter is, the way the car extends so far, the front end would be so high before it ever touched the wheelie bars that it would just about be over anyhow.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So I've raced on a lot of, you know, slicks and stuff like that, small tire stuff. But I hear in the radial world that on a good pass, I mean, this thing just goes straight down the track. I mean, is it?
That what you hear is true. With the technology and that radial tire, we get to run more air pressure than a slick. We run about 14, 15 pounds of air pressure. It's just a lot more stable at speed. Doesn't wander around like a slick tire. Yeah. But you know, where a slick likes a little wheel speed, likes to slip a little bit. I mean, if a radial slips, it aborts. It's done.
It's over.
It won't catch up and stick back.
Gotcha. All right, Mark. So I know from the drag racing world, there's a lot of maintenance that's involved in this. So share with everybody the maintenance that goes into this.
We do quite a bit of preventative maintenance between rounds. We'll run the valves, drain the puke tanks. We've got quite a crew of guys that go with us and help us on race weekends. We got Paul Hedden new with us helping out this year, and Mike McDaniel. We wore both of those guys out pretty much down in Florida. JB Baker goes with us on occasion. Matt Sampetro, Tyler and Hannah Slavens go along and keep the car clean. And it's just a lot of work.
Takes a full team.
It sure does. It sure
Not
does.
at all.
Yeah.
You know, we were just out a couple weeks ago in Bradenton with it. Didn't have one of our best weeks. We changed the motor, we changed the transmission, we changed the center section, we changed the drive shaft. It was a handful all week.
Yeah, and this radial deal, and at this level, you know, you gotta have spare engines, transmissions, you know, a lot of parts.
Yeah, and we use them up.
Well, when you're putting 70 pounds of boost to something, I mean,
Yeah.
something's got to give sooner or later.
You know, it comes home from a weekend and the motor always comes out, regardless if we tore it up or not. A motor always comes out, goes back to the Dave and Daniel Campbell over there to be checked out and serviced in between races.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Neighborhood Garage.